We usually meet the Monkey King through blue-haired warriors or fast-paced cartoons at anime conventions. The 16th century source material, Journey to the West, carries a different weight. The original text is visceral and thick with philosophical layers, often lost in modern adaptation. Underneath the battles, the story tracks a specific internal trajectory. It visualizes the erratic energy of a mind that lacks a center. Sun Wukong embodies what many traditions call the monkey mind, the part of human consciousness that swings wildly between thoughts, never finding a place to land. The story begins on the Flower Fruit Mountain, where Wukong is born from a magical stone egg. With no parents or history to ground him, he relies on raw capability to seize leadership over his peers. Even as a king, he is haunted by his own mortality. He hunts for power, masters 72 transformations, and eventually breaks into the underworld to strike his own name from the Book of Life and Death. He secures a weapon to match his ambition, a shape-shifting staff weighing over 8,100 kilograms, stolen from the depths of the Dragon King's palace. This acquisition of absolute power occurs without any internal restraint. Unchecked, Wukong declares war on heaven, styling himself the great sage equal to heaven. At this stage, Wukong is the human ego at its peak, convinced of its own importance and capable of destroying everything in its path to prove it. The heavenly armies cannot contain the chaos. Finally, the Buddha intervenes, not with a weapon, but with a challenge. The Buddha bets Wukong that he cannot leap out of his palm. Wukong, confident in his speed, flies to what he believes is the edge of the universe, finding 5 massive pillars as markers of his progress. He returns to boast, only to see his own marks on the base of the Buddha's fingers. He never actually left the hand. The ego meets a boundary it cannot cross. The Buddha flips his palm, transforming it into the 5 Elements mountain, pinning Wukong under the weight of the world for 500 years. After 5 centuries, a traveling monk named Xuanzang arrives. He offers Wukong a path to freedom. The freedom is conditional. Wukong must protect the monk on a long trek to India to retrieve sacred scriptures. Guan Yin, the goddess of compassion, knows Wukong's nature is still volatile. She provides a golden headband that fixes itself to the monkey's head. When Wukong acts on his violent impulses, the monk recites a mantra. The band tightens, using pain to force the monkey's attention back to his duty. The headband provides the restraint Wukong lacks. It is the application of external discipline, creating a consequence for every erratic thought. The journey is marked by 81 tribulations. The demons and monsters that block their path reflect specific human weaknesses: greed, lust, and anger. The most significant struggle occurs when Wukong faces an identical version of himself. This identical imposter possesses the exact same power and physical appearance, making the two entirely indistinguishable, even to the highest gods. This mirrored battle visualizes the internal struggle between an individual's honest self and the deceptive versions of their own ego. Through years of forced focus and protection, the group reaches the West and secures the scriptures. Having integrated his power with a sense of service, Wukong is given the title Victorious Fighting Buddha. As the journey ends, Wukong reaches for his head and finds the golden headband is gone. It has simply fallen away. When the mind achieves its own internal mastery, the need for external pressure disappears. This arc illustrates the monkey mind, the restless, easily distracted state that defines much of human consciousness.
Wukong's transition from a chaotic birth to a disciplined protector mirrors the struggle to find mental stillness in a world of distraction. The physical distance covered on the road to India serves as a scaffold for the internal distance traveled toward clarity. Identifying that monkey mind in your own routine is the first step in the same journey. Tell us in the comments, which historical or mythical figure should we look at next?